Welcome back, brewers and beer lovers, to Flying Wombat TV, the channel all about beer, banter, and bloody good times. And today, we have a very, very exciting, very special video dropping to all of you guys. The website's done. It's ready. It's good to go. It's launched. It's live. Get onto it. Odin superimposed like fireworks or clapping or something here. But it's awesome. The website is finally done. It's taken an awful lot of work, but it is ready for all of you guys. So we want to give all of you guys a walkthrough on what the website's all about, what it does, what it can do for you, and where you can find awesome merch like this on it. So let's do a little bit of a walkthrough, shall we? We've got it up and running on screen over here, so you can have a look at what I'm looking at. You can find it at theflyingwombat.com.au. So if you jump into here, first thing you'll see is this awesome landing page where you can see some of our old brew days rolling around in the background. You can jump over to find more about the brewery side of things if you want to click into through that, as well as get a nice little feed of our Instagram reel going on in the background down there. So let's jump into brewery and learn more. So here you can just kind of get a little bit of an about what all this stuff here is, why we do what we do, and then have a little scroll through to see a little preview of all of our recipes down the bottom. If you want to take the tour and start jumping into all the videos and such, you can click onto that, and that's going to take you over through to the About page. So this is going to show you why we do what we do, who we are, who or each of the members of the team are that bring this show to life for you guys over here on this awesome channel called YouTube. So for example, you can read a little bit about me, you can read a little bit about Liam, who you guys have never seen, but he's the dude behind the scenes. So he's the guy that actually built this website, as well as having the artistic hand that brought to life all of the awesome zany wombat characters that you guys see popping around all around the channel, that you guys see on all the merch. This is the dude that made that happen, and he continues to be a part of our journey behind the scenes in the background, but I hope we can bring him into the light pretty soon and get him on some of these tasting videos that we do as maybe a guest judge or maybe a guest competitor, something like that. We've got a few ideas in the works, but if you guys have any ideas, drop it in the comments down below. Now, as we keep scrolling down, you can find out a little bit more about our cameraman and videographer, Odin. And if we keep scrolling further down, you'll see why a flying wombat.
I hear my name.
Are your ears burning? Oh, thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Odin was making tea.
Tea.
He thought that tea was more important than our website launch.
Tea is more important than beer.
Don't say that. And so here you're basically seeing all about the flying wombat and what this whole wonderful idea is meant to be.
Yeah.
Now, as we jump over to read, things do start to get a little more interesting. So you can jump over to blogs if you want, which is something I'm starting to populate with all kinds of weird and wacky ideas that just pop out of my brain. For example, we have our 6 off flavors cheat sheet, which will be super useful for all of you guys on your brew days for problem solving beers that don't quite taste the way that you think they should have. We got where did beer come from? Did you guys know that witches were actually brewers? I'm not going to spoil the story. Have a click into that and have a little bit of read. That gives the history of beer, where it's come from the beginnings to now, as well as where witches fall into this whole wonderful craft that we have seemed to have found ourselves in. Now, if we jump down to recipes, this is where one of my favorite parts of the website, it's a whole recipe catalog. So you can obviously go through this by the filters at the top here, depending on what recipe, what beer style you guys want to have a look at. But all the beers that we make for you guys on the channel are available here. So you've got your whole library to scroll through. We've got a lot. Yeah, we've got a lot of beers out here now, which is awesome. And we're obviously just going to keep filling this up more and more and more. So from ever since we started making beers on this channel, all those recipes are here and available for you guys. Yeah. So if you don't want to go back through all the old crappy Google Docs that we had attached to all of our videos, you can now just jump onto the website and find it all in here.
So much better.
Absolutely. All right, what do we want to go to next? Calculators. So I've talked about this one enough. Calculators, super important for us as brewers so that we know we're hitting the numbers we want to hit and we're actually hitting the mark and how we can do what we do. So you could fly by the seat of your pants, or you could run the numbers, and we made it super, super easy for you. For example, we have a strike water calculator. So if you're working with a system that doesn't have the ability to consistently heat up your mash, like for example, if you're using an esky, a bucket, or even a system where the element is exposed and you don't want to be turning that element on while you got your grains in there, for example, we brew in a bag, you can use this strike water temperature calculator to figure out what your actual starting temperature of your water should be. Because if you want to mash at 65 degrees Celsius, but you're throwing in a whole bunch of grains, those grains are colder than the water and they're going to drop that temperature down, which is kind of an unknown unless you have a calculator like this. I even use this, even though my systems have the ability to keep heating up, I still use this to be more efficient on a brew day and more consistent. Because if I use this, I can actually hit my mash temperature from the get-go instead of needing my system to take 5 to 10 minutes to heat it back up to the correct temperature.
So do a test run
super
of this?
useful. Yeah, sure. So let's say, for example, we want to run with, we're going to go with metric because, easier for my brain. All of this is available in metric and imperial, by the way. So let's say we're running with metric, we want to go with 30 liters of strike water, we want to use 10 kilos of grain. Let's say that, it's Sydney, it's cold in the mornings, the temperature is like 10 degrees Celsius right now. Our desired mash temperature, let's say we want to go with a pale ale, we're probably going to do it at like 65 degrees Celsius mash. Calculate, that tells us we need our strike water temperature to be 72.65 degrees Celsius.
That's cool.
So we've left everything to 2 decimal places. It's a little bit unnecessary, but if you guys want super accurate numbers, there you go. Anyway, that's all available for you so that you guys can start getting really accurate with your starting temps. We've got an ABV calculator, which, you could do the maths in your head or you could do it here. So for example, if our starting gravity was 1.04 and then we finished out pretty dry at 1.008, for example, that's going to tell us we've got a 4.2% beer.
That's
nice,
cool.
crisp.
That's cool. I need that. I don't know that.
Quick maths. And then if we scroll down, we've also got the hydrometer correction calculator. So again, metric and imperial. So hydrometers are fantastic, but generally speaking, they're calibrated to work at 20 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. The problem with that being, often our liquids are not at exactly 20 degrees Celsius. So your readings are always going to be off. The beauty about this is going to correct all of that for you. So let's say, for example, our reading is telling us that we're at 1.01, but the actual temperature of our wort is at, say, 10 degrees Celsius. This hydrometer, we're going to say, is calibrated for 20 degrees Celsius. Calculate, that's going to tell us that our actual reading is 1.0085. So all of these numbers are done for you. You don't need to do any maths in your head. You can just jump over to theflyingwombat.com.au and get the computer to do all the tricky mathy stuff. And that is pretty much it, guys. Except that you can also jump over to any of our socials as well as our YouTube channel by clicking things like watch. That's going to take you over to the homepage for Flying Wombat TV over on YouTube, as well as the shop. So if you guys want to get kitted out in some awesome Wombat merch, we've got a pretty huge range available for you guys. So I spent a long time going through all of this and finding the right supplier and getting the right designs down pat because I didn't want to launch it with some half-baked, merch. I wanted it to be pretty awesome stuff that I'm actually happy to wear every day, which I now do. I got a whole bunch of shirts and jumpers and stuff in my wardrobe that I now wear on the regular. And you can find all that stuff in here. So for example, if you want to go through hoodies and jackets, you can have a look at all the different hoodies that we have available on the site in a whole variety of different colors. If you guys want to jump into shirts, we've got a whole bunch of stuff like the OG simple Wombat shirts, as well as all the zany characters that you guys know and love, like the barbecue Wombat, the pineapple punch Wombat, and the pina colada Wombat. And we will be adding to these collections over time as well. If you want to jump over into hats, we got a couple of awesome beanies, as well as trucker hats and flat hats available for you guys, which I'm not wearing today. Apologies. I will wear it on videos coming out quite soon. So you got a whole bunch of awesome stuff in here, and you got bulked shipping rates as well, because I'm trying to be fair for all of you here. We're not here to make a quick buck. We're here to spread the love. So if you start buying to a certain amount, I think the shipping is like, say for Australia, it's like a flat rate of like $15 or something like that. It's all on the site. I can't remember. I've done this a little while ago now. But the whole idea is I'm trying to be fair for you guys, so we're not trying to rip you off for an arm and a leg. We want you guys to be kitted out in some awesome stuff so you can share in the love. And by the way, the giveaway we did a little while ago, those guys are very, very happy with the stuff that they received. So Ron over in the States, it was awesome to see the photos that you sent over to us, and thank you for the recipe that you shared to us. He shared a hibiscus wheat beer, if memory serves right. Sorry, Ron, I might be getting that wrong. We'll superimpose some photos of him wearing his Wombat shirt over here, as well as, was it Lolo or something, or Laura? I can't remember. She also received one of our merchandise as well. So she received a hoodie, and we'll, show photos of her wearing that awesome stuff here. But I want to do another giveaway to celebrate the launch of this website. So here's what I'm thinking. And cut here, because I need to quickly check something. I need to check something.
What are you thinking?
So here's what I'm thinking. If you guys leave a comment down below in this video, that is a guaranteed entry to once again go into the raffle to be pulled out at random, and there'll be, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 lucky winners that get some awesome Wombat merch. We'll get in touch with you guys afterwards and you can tell us what you want to receive, what colors, all that kind of jazz. So get commenting, guys. Get sharing. Share this video. Every time you share this video on, say, socials and stuff, that's one entry. Every time you comment on this stuff down below, that's another entry. So, you know, get cracking on it. Help us with our YouTube algorithm stuff. Yeah, thank you ever so much for all of you guys that watch, love, and support this channel. We honestly can't do it without you, and you guys make it absolutely worthwhile. So massive thank you to all of you, and we're super, super excited that we now have this available for you guys to give you even more Wombat stuff to play with.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway, guys,
Good website.
massive cheers. Thank you very much for helping us get to this milestone. Cheers, dude. We're drinking tea instead of beer.
Yeah, we're healthy now.
Anyway, until next time, we'll see you guys soon. As always, brew on and cheers, guys. We'll catch you later.
Cheers.